Hello friends, there are probably many plants that you have never seen before, but those trees exist in nature. Scientists are also interested in these plants, so let's take a look at some plants that will surprise you. Stinking corpse lily. Many flowers throughout the globe are popular for his or her splendor and fragrance. This bloom gives neither not best, is it terribly unattractive. It smells awful. Listed as the world's largest bloom, the Reflage arnoldi is a rare flower discovered in the rainforests of Indonesia. It includes a fiber of tissues internal a vine. You are not in all likelihood to ride over it even though, as it's miles large, it can develop up to 3 feet extensive and might weigh nearly 25 kilos, relying on its age. The plant has no roots or stem, but it is parasitic, attaching itself to a host plant to acquire water and nutrients. When it blooms, it emits a repulsive scent similar to that of rotting meat. Titan ARUM. It's tough to imagine anything extra unappealing than the stench of rotting flesh, especially when the source of that stench is a flower. The Titan ARUM blooms for simply 3 days and is the most important unbranched inflorescence plant inside the world. Their plants form into clusters which can be arranged on a stem that consists of just one foremost department. I'm standing subsequent to a Titan ARUM in full bloom. The stem of the Titan ARUM can reach over 3 meters in peak. It's quite the enforcing sight. The flower is associated with the cuckoo, pint, and calla lily, and all consist of groups of plant life wrapped via a leaf that seems like a big petal. DIONAEA MUSCIPULA. While you think about flowers and what they consume, you might imagine they're herbivores, eating on plants and plant life on my own. Most of the time you'd be right. But in the case of the DIONAEA MUSCIPULA, matters are a little special, more normally called the Venus fly lure. This charming searching plant is a meat eater, catching its unsuspecting prey in its leaves. The plant prefers to dine on bugs and arachnids that it draws, using its sweet nectar. As they move slowly alongside the leaves and come into touch with tiny hairs, referred to as cause hairs, the lure prepares to close, snapping close even as they're internal. PSITTACINA. This very rare and delightful flower can't be observed in only any vintage lawn. It is assumed to be extra generally located in numerous countries in Southeast Asia and the tropical forests of Thailand, wherein it's miles a protected species, officially called the PSITTACINA. The flower is splendid and resembles a flying cockatoo. As such, it's far regularly known as the parrot flower. The flower wishes an exceedingly warm and moist weather to live on, and because export is forbidden, it cannot be loved in a family lawn. For the ones keen on coloring up their lawn with this specific bloom, there are seeds on the market on websites. Unfortunately, they're counterfeit and now not probable to create quite the identical end result. But what's up? It might be an alternative really worth exploring. PSYCHOTRIA ELATA. If you're walking through a rainforest and you capture a glimpse of what appears to be a bush complete of puckered red lips, your eyes aren't deceiving you. These lovely flower displays are known as psychotria, a lot of, or in reality, hot lips. This tropical plant is found in rainforests throughout Central and South America, which include Ecuador, Costa Rica, Panama, and Colombia. It is extremely touchy and requires a specific weather to grow. Described as more of a shrub than a flower, the Psychotria elata is part of the Rubiaceae circle of relatives. Members of this family are diagnosed by using their unusual leaves as opposed to their plants. Yes, the luscious purple lips which you see in this plant are simply its leaves. OPHRYS APIFERA. These are honestly a captivating flower, with many extraordinary variations, some extra apparent than others. The OPHRYS apifera is truly exceptional and looks to play host to an outsized bee within its leaves. More generally called the bee orchid, this quick and stocky flower has a rosette of leaves at floor degree. 2 or 3 of these leaves develop up the stem to form a sheath defensive the flower. Inside, petals shaped and colored like the frame of a visiting bee are perched within big red sepals. These sepals appear to be the bee's wings. It truly is awesome, and the deception doesn't stop there. Not handiest does the flower have the brown and yellow markings of a bee. It's miles hairy to touch and emits a lady bee fragrance. DRACULA simian monkey orchid. The flora on this plant are the stuff of nightmares. They've been in comparison to Count Dracula himself, but others propose the slightly more great option of a monkey face. I'm no longer convinced if that is a monkey face. It's a pretty indignant one with Dracula-like enamel. This one here is one of my favorites, and very crimson, kind of a deep red, very fuzzy as well. The Dracula simian or monkey orchid truly is the form of plant you would enjoy having within the lawn unless it becomes selected for Halloween. Value by myself. This uncommon orchid is sure to have a captive target market, but it's no longer the perfect flower to discover. They are recognized to inhabit the southeastern Ecuadorian and Peruvian cloud forests from elevations between 1,000 and 2,000 meters. Darth Vader. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll truly need to have this little gem to your lawn. The Aristoclochia salvadorensis has a flower that bears a pudding resemblance to Darth Vader. As such, it's far commonly known as the Darth Vader flower. Photos of these wonderful but slightly sinister-looking blooms can be found all over the net. However, most of the people will by no means have the opportunity to see this rare plant in its herbal environment. The woody climber is local to the humid meadows and soggy floodplains of Brazil. So that's for today. See you in the next time. For now, goodbye.